This week on SailAway, after an incredibly trying 6 months in the States, we leave today.
All right, kids been dropped off for one last really early morning playdate, which means we need to do all the things and get everything done in like an hour. Doing one last trip in, just taking our trash. I'm gonna take a shower because I can, and it'll be nice and like the last good shower in a marina in probably the next 4 years. Who knows? It'll be a long time. Those boats are waiting for the opening. This next one.
Yeah.
But we'll hit the.
They'll be the 8:30.
Okay.
Probably do 9:30.
Okay. That's
There's no
good.
reason to rush because we don't get any wind until about 11. Would it be cool to be like all the way out the channel and heading that way when it starts to? It's not even a lot. It's like 7 knots. But you know what? We can do 3 knots in 7 knots.
We brought this classic privileged cat 1,500 miles here for the refit and to see family for the holidays. And to say it's been an emotional, physical, and financial strain would be an understatement. We're also leaving with a couple of nagging problems that we didn't arrive with, namely one completely dead motor and one we just barely managed to fix.
Ease up. We got 8 minutes to make that bridge.
A little better. Yeah.
First step.
We've heard plenty of opinions that we shouldn't leave here with one working motor. But she is a sailboat after all, a good one. And we know how to sail her.
Oh, you hear it.
And now all that stands between us and our home, our friends, and the safety of Grenada for hurricane season is this bridge and 2,000 miles.
Ever wish you could escape normal life and experience more of the world?
So maybe on that island. Well, we did just that. We sold everything we owned on dry land and sailed away. Promise me that we'll sail away.
Now we are roaming the planet in search of new adventures and sharing it with you every week.
Just promise me that we'll sail away. So hit subscribe and escape normal with us. And I'll be yours forevermore. Come on, it's just that little button down there. That's it.
Got that. Whew, okay. This is by far the most stressful bridge opening we've ever done. I do not like that.
Woo! You know, just getting through that is kind of a load off our mind. It went fine. It was a little hard. We were like running pretty good current coming with us right now, so it was a little hard keeping it in place. Our timing couldn't have been better. If we had to sit there much longer, I'd have been spinning in circles and doing all kinds of crazy shit. So yeah, that worked out well. Now, step 2, get out the channel. Motor's looking good, sounding good, temperature's fine, and I can feel the breeze starting up from the east out there. We know we're gonna have some lulls and some dead spots, but yeah, hopefully it's enough to get us there without too much hassle. We'll find out. In case you're wondering, anybody's like planning to come in and out of St. Augustine, anybody's planning to go in and out of the St. Augustine channel, on the chart it looks pretty scary because there's like no depths and it says changing bottom, local knowledge required, marks move, all this stuff. And especially if you got a lot of wind coming, it looks scary as hell because the waves come across this bank over here and they crash on this beach. Crazy. but it's really fine. It's not bad at all. You always watch the marks because they do move them, but they move them based on where the bottom is. We never saw less than 13 feet both directions. And you want to hug the greens. A lot of people will look at the channel and they'll go toward what looks like the middle, but that's where it gets shallow. You want to be, as you're going in, you want to be on the left-hand side, going out on the right-hand side. That's where the deepest part is. And most of it's 30 to 50 feet. There's just one little section where it gets down to about 12 to 13. So don't sweat it. We've done it a couple times now, and it's fine.
All right, we're off and away. I did not want to leave. I could not picture us leaving. It just felt like it was never going to happen. So I truly didn't really let myself think that we were going to get to this point. Now that we're off and we're going down the coast, I'm starting to get really excited. Put up that sail.
We're about to.
Do the things.
I've been contemplating all my time. My thoughts make me tired, just running through my mind. Wonder if there's peace that I could find, instead of always being on the grind. I need a new purpose.
Ophelia has truly never let us down as a sailboat, both in her sailing performance and her sheer toughness in all kinds of conditions. So finally being able to go back to resting on her finest feature felt like a huge relief.
There's some place for safety I can go. Run away, run away, run away into your escape. Run away, run away, run away, you're never too far.
Well, this is our first check-in since we went out the channel. And the reason for that has been about the most chill, most perfect sail we've had in a long, long time. The wind has been maybe just a little bit better than we expected. I guess it was predicting about 10 to 12. That's what we've had, and making great time exactly the way we want to go. And we've really made good ground today. So, no complaints. Definitely no complaints from Zeke. I think everybody's been just relaxing.
Yep.
We haven't had a lot to put on camera because we've just been napping. Just laying around. It's been great. We've all gotten a little bit of sleep, and happy to say, knock on wood, that there's not been anything to deal with. We looked the boat over pretty well, rigging wise, before we left, and she's doing great. No issues, no surprises. Just a very, very, very pleasant day. I don't think I have anything to add at the moment. We like sailing again.
been super calm, especially compared to what we've been through before. So I just spent 2 hours in the kitchen making dinner.
Yeah.
Because I could.
Sweet and sour chicken. It looks freaking awesome in the air fryer. Right. It's not a big air fryer. Yours is over here, bud.
This is the best you've ever had.
Why
Is
is
it
it called
Good. I've never made it before, so while we still had internet.
soy sauce?
Ooh, they're the pretty ones, the speckly ones.
It's like a whole drink. What are settle? Some don't have it. Some don't have it.
No, I know, it's weird.
It kind of looks like salt.
A little bit. See, they're fine. This is a good morning treat, huh?
These are almost the only dolphins.
It's your favorite. Show everybody how you extract the salt from it.
Yeah, salt. Gross.
Gotta like salt if you live on a boat, I guess.
Sea salt. Natural. All right, but it's hot out here.
So hot.
There's no wind. We're just floating. Oh.
You're hot too, aren't you?
No?
Oh, I got you that time.
All right, what do you say we take a little break and go back inside?
Ah!
There's the boat.
So that's the way our morning started. That was pretty awesome. Rivers, how many dolphins do you think that was? 13 at least, yeah. I mean, that was a ton. That's the kind of excitement we want on a passage. Not the other kind. And thankfully, so far, we haven't had any of the other kinds. We're very low on excitement right now because our wind has died. So essentially, we are putting this newly repaired motor to the test. Been going strong for 5 or 6 hours, I'd say, something like that. Flailed around a little bit last night on Lauren's shift. The wind just died. You know, we tried to get something out of the sails, and with the wasn't a bad swell, but just sort of a little swell on the beam made the boat do this, and that just made the boom fly back and forth and crash around. So it was kind of impossible to really get anything out of the little wind we had. It's been running great, maintaining a nice, steady, cool temperature. So we will keep our fingers crossed that continues, because today we've probably got a lot of motoring to do. There's just no way around it. We're happy to sail in 5 or 6 knots at 2 or 3 knots of boat speed, but we don't even have that. So hopefully it'll fill in a little bit. Right now we're sort of just pointed almost due south. Other than that, there was nothing notable last night. That first day is always, I feel groggy and kind of out of it. I get a decent amount of sleep. I think everybody did. But that first day of the weird schedule and being up and alert and kind of on top of stuff all day, it can kind of wear you out. I'm sure by end of the day today and tomorrow we'll all be settled in. Feel pretty good. Now we got some oats cooking for a little breakfast. It's always a nice, easy breakfast on a passage. Alright, well, we've been putting some more things to the test today, and so far things are rising to the occasion. We have had no wind all day long, and we've been running port motor all day long, but she's still holding strong. Running nice and cool, not pushing her too hard. I know diesels like to be pushed hard, but we're going to hold off on that philosophy for a while. This is the first time we got the water maker running out of the silty water back in St. Augustine's river there. Been running that for almost 2 hours. Started over, completely fresh filters. Yeah, again, we're out here where the water's super clear and it's a hot day. We're getting about 220 parts per million, and the boost pump has been maintaining really good pressure the whole time, not showing any sign of dropping off, which we think is a sign that it's kind of clogging. So that's good. Running it 2 or 3 more cycles will tell us for sure that everything's cool and it was just the location we were in. And then the last thing is the fan setup that we put on the inverter, and I can't remember if I showed you that as we were working on it because we were just furiously fixing things and making things work. So we put a little computer fan, kind of a big computer fan in there, and I installed a nice little chrome grate on the other side of the compartment, which is over by the chart table. And so now it's drawing air across the inverter charger and sucking it out that area right there. Ever since we've done that, we've had 0 overheating issues. Thumbs up on the systems. All systems are kind of go right now. Next, we're going to test how well we remembered how to swim, because it's been 5 months and I might have forgotten. You kicked your legs and your arms the same time.
You're wearing a life jacket.
I'm wearing. Yeah. I need a floaty. You going in?
So much of our normal lifestyle got put on hold for this last 6 months. Like taking a swim, we'd gotten used to doing it any old time we wanted. So this was a first plunge that we'd all been looking forward to.
Alright.
Yeah.
Guess we should keep going.
Prelude is over. Look at that. Nice swim. Everybody got a little break, even the boat, and then the wind picked up. That's good because it was getting really hot and really boring. So now on our way again. I think as long as this wind keeps up, we will start crossing the Gulf Stream about 9 o'clock tonight. Wish us luck. Glad we weren't doing that at night.
Yeah.
They're like tied together too. Get that wrapped around your prop.
Is it a game?
Yeah, I won, and so
Reading?
I won first.
yeah, he won first, and then I won the last one.
Cool. And now?
Now we're reading Calvin and Hobbes.
Well, as you can see, we're kind of settling in for another evening. Got a beautiful sunset coming up, and we are currently sailing close hauled because we are feeling the wind start to make a little bit of a shift to the south, and we are running right down the coast, so trying to point up with that wind shift, and then we will tack because there's going to be a really big shift around 11 o'clock midnight where the wind will clock around to the south, and that's going to be when we tack and point ourselves across the Gulf Stream. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how that all shakes out. Beautiful day though. Like, we had to motor quite a bit early, but then the wind filled in and we've been sailing right along as to plan. So yeah, we're going across the stream tonight. We haven't done that in a while, but it's looking like pretty darn good conditions to do it. So we're excited, and hopefully we got a nice, fast, safe passage.
Well, I was gonna try and make a big deal about our, turn into the Gulf Stream and really ready and feel prepared, but we got a big wind shift and we auto-tacked. So there we go, we did it! There's your tack.
Hey, we tacked. We're going that way now.
Yay! Hope you're ready. Cross the Gulf Stream. There's the glow of the U.S. It's just utter darkness this way. That's the way to the Bahamas. Coming out.
The early wind shift meant we crossed the Gulf Stream much farther north than we had planned, which meant we'd be slanting down to the Abacos from the north instead of approaching from the west.
Good morning, dog. How you doing? Well, another night is in the bag. Overall, it went really well. We're making our way along the top northwest edge of the Bahamas. Coffee. Got more company too. Look who's awake. You had a good night, huh? I noticed you crawled in bed with mommy last night though. Yeah. Oh, Mom brought you in with her.
Yeah.
Why? Was it when we were motoring?
Yeah.
No, okay. Lauren pretty much finished up the Gulf Stream part of it during her shift. And now the wind has started to shift even more and we're kind of angled down toward the Bahamas. We're about 50 miles from, I think it's called Roberts Cut. The wind's supposed to clock around to the west and then a little bit north. We're doing a lot of crazy things, so we'll see what we got when the time comes and hopefully find a nice cozy spot without a lot of roll and stuff like that, although that doesn't bother us near as much now. For now, coffee time. This guy has made it known that he is hungry, so we're going to make him some breakfast. Keep on sailing. Nothing like passage pancakes, especially for that kid. He will eat an entire batch by himself. How many are you going to eat today? I told the people that you would eat like a whole batch by yourself.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't eat the whole batch.
You can't go for the record because we have to eat a little bit. Is that your...
Well, my last record was 9.
9? 9 of them last that size?
Yeah.
Got to 37 miles.
I don't have enough butter.
How many is this?
I forgot. Maybe 9.
Okay, maybe 9.
Why is it always 9?
I don't
So
know.
that it's not breaking the record.
I think it was maybe, I'm going to go 4 or 5.
No,
It's more than 4. I think it was more than 4.
it's more than 5 also. Probably like 6, 7 or something.
I'll give you 6.
Catch them fish.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Fish sandwich.
Fish, fish. Rivers, we're almost there. Are you ready to be there? It's been 2 days? 3 days?
Not like that. No.
2.5 days?
Yes, I'm ready.
Don't grab. Don't
Even though, like, there will just be a little island that's we're just gonna hang out with for
I'm clippy.
one night.
Well, we are 2.5 days in and about 30 minutes out from our anchorage for the night. This trip was much nicer than the last trip for sure, and it's not just because it's warmer. It was kind of always what we wanted a passage to be. There was no issues. We had some really good sailing. Got a little light, but besides that, it's just been super smooth. You know, we go a little slow and we're still only on one motor, so we're trying to be conservative with our motor usage and diesel usage. But it's worked so far. It's been really nice. It didn't feel as exhausting as they usually do, especially I think on this boat where you could lay around comfortably and you're not falling off like we were on the monohull. You were constantly like tipped over, and you can walk around and you kind of wobble a little bit, but it's not too much of an unusual movement when you're walking, and so you can live pretty normally on the catamaran while you're on passage, which seemed to be a much different feeling from the monohull, where you knew that you were on passage when you were on passage on Cecilia. She was a super good boat, and she got us everywhere, and she got us where we needed to go. I don't think you could do better for a monohull, but I am very happy with the catamaran, even if she's been a lot more work and there's been a lot more things wrong than we thought there was going to be, or that was disclosed to us when we first bought her. So at least in that aspect, she's lived up to what we need her for and what we needed her to do. Yeah, really good. I'm excited. I'm happy that we're back in the Bahamas. I'm happy that it's going to be warm and we can go swimming and we can start doing the fun things that we haven't been doing for the last 6 months. It's just been work. So I'm happy to get back to the actual cruising life. So now we get to reap the rewards and get back to the Caribbean.
Sponsors near. Let the boss cause us to light the tear. We have been lonely for a while.
Right, here we are on this little island. I don't know what it's called. We just anchored. We're only going to be here for the night, just so we can have one good night of sleep. Nobody on watch, nobody waking up. And we'll be moving tomorrow, but you know what? I still think that deserves a passage ring.
As the brother would say, we won't survive.
Whew, here we are.
Get it.
Feel so at home in a foreign country. You bookworm.
Passage drink.
Passage drink. Rivers.
Cheers there.
Grab.
Passage drink. Did it.
That was a pretty awesome passage. Like, beautiful. There were some waves, but nothing really difficult. Good wind for all but, what, 1 day? Coming down from St. Augustine. Yeah. We decided maybe, 14 hours, something like that, with the motor. We sailed all the rest, other than this last couple hours, just to make it in here before it got dark. Yeah, feeling pretty happy to be here. It's a good sunset spot. All right, one more cheers. I've been looking forward to this one. boom.
Cheers. There's no limit on cheers.
And that won't cut all my hair off.